Da, 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 da. Alrighty, tubers. What are we doing today? I want to mess around with this thing today. So today what I want to take a look at is back this thing in here. And I want to look at the rear subwoofer that's in this thing and see if it's totally blown out. Because what my ultimate plan is soon is I would like to tear out the speakers, which it has the factory JBL speakers in it. It has everything factory in except for the head unit. The head unit's been switched over, and so all the amp stuff's been bypassed. I don't even know if the rear speakers work. It just doesn't sound right. So what my goal is, I'd like to get a new radio, preferably one like the Sony that's in that truck there. It has Bluetooth and all that stuff, and I only paid $100 for the radio for that thing. So, but I'd like to put that in there. I want to replace all the door speakers with JBL speakers, and then I want to see about putting 6x9s in the lift gate. And then the sub, I'm going to get the sub out and make some measurements and maybe order a sub for that, because I do have an amp that I can throw back there. But I'd actually like to get a couple of kicker amps. One for just a sub, and then one to run the 4-door speakers and possibly some extra ones I might put in the lift gate. So let's get this thing flipped around, backed in. We'll take a look at that subwoofer back there and see what kind of shape it's in. I kind of glanced at it and it looked like it may be blown out, but let's get a closer look, shall we? I'm going to be ordering a new thing for this. All the stuff's rubbed off, and when my friends go to use it, they're like, what do I do? Well, right is door, left is glass. Alright, so what do we got going on here? Take this out. I've actually broke it. I've always broken these things. Foam crap around here. We don't need this no more. I'm probably going to just get some double-sided foam tape and just secure it with that. So we've got, should just be 4 screws. 1, 2, 3. I remember my mom's 95, which used to be mine. This sound system actually really wasn't that bad when it was all working like properly. This little guy back here would bump pretty decently. Come on. Oh yeah, this surround is completely dry rotted. So it says a polypropylene feeling cone, foam surround. So let's get some dimensions on this and see what we can find at partsexpress.com and maybe get one of these on order. So this actual, what's that here? It's like a 6.5. This is a 6.5, and then the opening on this is, I'm just kind of eyeballing here, 5.5. So basically, from here to here is about a 1/2 inch. 5.5 by 6.5. And then our actual depth. This had a foam pad on it and it was up against the, there's a boss back there. Kind of supports it. 3 3/4. 5.5, 6.5, 3 3/4. Alright, this is what I'm seeing right here. See what we're looking at? 43 bucks. Yeah. I think we'll probably order one of those sometime. I'm gonna get JBLs, new JBLs, to replace the 4 JBLs that are in here. So I'll have tweeters and actual mid bass back here, and same thing with the front. I'll get all matching speakers for front and rear. They're all the same size. And then I was possibly thinking about doing some 6x9s back here. So I don't know if that's going to be possible. I might actually just leave that alone, to be honest. I just do the speakers up front. Maybe if there's room back here, maybe put a speaker in here or something. No, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to put those screws back in there, put this cover back on. This is as good as junk. I'll keep it for now for a reference, but otherwise we found a replacement, so. Alright. I've got a clunk back here. Oh. Freaking gross trailer hitch. Here's a clunk back here. That dog, why every time I come out here there's a dog that barks in distress? Well, it's not that. And it's not that. I'll go over a bump and I'll hear a clunk, clunk. Oh, that's cute. You want to measure this out and see if I can get a thicker one from the yard. I actually don't want to buy a whole kit for it. I'd rather just buy if I could buy a thicker one from another Explorer, I'll do that. There's a chunk of a chunk back here. What the hell is it? Because I'll go over a bump and I'll hear a roke. I'm just like, what in tarnation is that? Alright, ran into town, got some gas in here. And then I went to AutoZone and picked up this guy here. I was looking at the sway bar last night and I was trying to figure out what size it was, and I was like somewhere between a 3/4 and 7/8, and I was like, you know, let's go with 7/8. And sure as shit, this is the last kit they had at AutoZone for 7/8. I test fitted it, went right on. So we got that. So let's get our toolkit, our cart, service cart. Oh man, look at my lens. We've got to get these unbolted. I realized that we're going to be pushing the sway bar up another 1.5 inches, which I think should be fine. But yeah, we're just going to go ahead and smash it in. I think it'll, if it brings it up a little bit, it'll probably put it more at a straight angle. I don't see what would be the problem with that. I don't get this gap. What is this gap for? Like, I don't understand. So let's get these off. I think these are 13mm. Get them both off, and then we'll just test fit the, I know the bushing will fit this, but I want to test fit the bracket and make sure it lines up. Alright, here we go. Let's see this. I think I had this one off some time ago. And you want to make sure the truck is level, or else, if it's at an angle, or else that sway bar is going to tweak off on you. Okay. Well, we know our link bushings are still good because they're holding that sway bar up. Nice. I don't think we'll have to cut these. I hope not. I don't think we're going to have a problem with it being up a little bit closer to the frame. That's about how close it's going to be to the frame. It'll put it at a nicer angle, whereas right now it's like this. The only thing we got to watch out for is stuff like that. Okay. Let me get these off here and we'll test fit the new guys. Okay, so the way I'm mounting the bushings is that this little slit is going to go towards the back of the vehicle rather than the front. To help them go on and avoid any squeaking, we're taking some of this polyurethane stuff and we're going to kind of lather it up. I have some energy suspension stuff I could probably use on this. Which would probably help quite a bit. These are pretty easy. I have some that are pretty hard, but this is just enough to get it over the bar and it'll slide on with the lube. Once it goes on, then you can take your bracket, put it up like this, and then run your bolts in. This bracket fits perfectly, with the only exception, if you look at, because of that cross member that's there, if you look at this bracket, it's a little offset. One side's higher than the other. To alleviate that, we could take a piece of flat stock of this same thickness and drill a hole in it, bolt it up in there, and that way it'll flatten out the sway bar. That's something I may do later, but for right now, let's give it a try and see what happens. So those old bushings have slits in them already, and they came off pretty easy. They're pretty tired, especially the passenger side's a little messed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on, get the brackets bolted up, and we'll see how it does, and I'll take it for a test drive. That sucked them down pretty good. That fit perfectly. Cool. I want to take it for a test drive, see if it's any better. The part number on that one was the 9.5158R 7/8 for 94 limited. Well, I'm a happy camper now. Yeah, didn't have any problems with it hitting anything. It's up tighter to the frame. And oh man, let me tell you, what an improvement that made. I mean, you can actually make some emergency maneuvers with this. Before, just thinking about it scared the hell out of me, because you'd go this way and the car would like do this, you know, it starts rocking and rolling, and you're like, what the hell? So yeah, the front, I don't think I'm gonna get a bigger bar for this. I think what I'm gonna do next is actually they have a polyurethane kit for those links you see right there. So we'll take those out and we'll replace that rubber with the polyurethane. I'll order up an energy suspension kit for it. And I think that'll be good for the front, but the back, I think I'm gonna measure this one. It looks like a 5/8 or something kind of skimpy. I'll measure that one, and then I'm probably gonna get a bar for, I think that 95 that I had, the 95 Limited had a thicker bar. But if I can find one that's thicker than that for an Explorer, I'll grab it, and then we'll get a polyurethane kit for at least the bar. The links don't really need to be polyurethane, but I want the front to be a little bit stiffer. Another time we'll do another junkyard run and yank a sway bar out, and then I'll get the energy suspension kit for this one. So I think that ought to be it for now. I'm gonna end this video here. We got some upgrades for this thing coming up. Kind of want to get the body of it where I want it, and then later we'll pull that engine out and put a TDI in. Do a diesel swap. I think that'll be the cherry on top, don't you think? Guys, I'm gonna go. You enjoy the rest of your day. Give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll catch you next time. See ya. Bop.